Hey everyone, it's the Sith Justice Warriors podcast coming to you today with Jaded Fan and Princess Lumpia on this
Woo! Happy
happy
belated 4th.
July 4th, exactly, Independence Day. What a great speech by, who was the actor who did the president in Independence Day?
Oh
The
gosh, Bill
movie?
Pullman? Was that Bill
Yeah,
Pullman?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he goes, we will not go quietly into the night. Ah, he actually was in the Independence Day sequel, I think. Wasn't he? Bill Pullman?
Yeah. Wasn't he? I think he was. I'm waiting for Independence Day 3, but I don't know when that's going to happen.
Anyway, but that's not what we're going to talk about today. Before we begin with the first topic, which is on our screen right now, um, Lupia, what have you been doing?
I have been trying to grind in Destiny on Steam, which has been here and there. I've also been trying to stay fit since it's summer and enjoy the pool weather when I can. Now that we can go outside, even though we have to wear face masks, but we can at least go outside.
Yes.
So I'm hoping that everyone has enjoyed the outdoors, the barbecues, the beer, and hopefully nice weather.
Hopefully, you got fireworks too out there for those in the U.S. because July 4th is only in the U.S. So,
Oh my
oh,
gosh, yeah, Sirius had his fireworks show. It was quite scary because when one of the fireworks actually was done, it actually caught on fire. So we had to put it out with some water.
yeah.
Oh,
Anyway,
yes, don't mess with fireworks, people.
yes,
Do not.
they are dangerous. That being said, let's talk a little bit of cancel culture, but let's reverse the cancel culture and put it to Hollywood because Hollywood has decided to finally give me some news to talk about because we
Oh,
were bored with all of the pandemic talk. Let's begin with Star Wars. So, um, this rumor about the Disney Star Wars being erased from canon has been going around. So, this is by MovieWeb, but the original source of this is one of my favorite podcast YouTubers known as Doomcock. So Doomcock had a source tell him that due to the internal war, which I think we'll also dive into, is this internal war with Kathleen Kennedy's crew versus the, I guess it's the Lucas loyalist or the, I guess it's now John Favreau. But we could talk about the rumors about John Favreau as well. Um, that there is talk that they will use the mechanic that I'm going to scroll down to. Where is that bad boy? This world between worlds, which was, I think it was discussed on in Clone Wars or Clone or Rebels,
mm-hmm.
where Ahsoka Tano
Yep.
went in. No, it wasn't Ahsoka Tano. It was the other guy who then went into the world between worlds, which is basically with the Veil of the Force, and it used the ability to use time travel to, I guess, save Ahsoka Tano. I have to admit, I didn't watch it. I just heard the clips. But it's using this time travel mechanic to basically capture Palpatine when he used the world between worlds to save himself from being thrown to the Death Star in Return of the Jedi, and then keep him or kill him in the world between worlds so that he does not escape and survive, leading up to the Force Awakens and the disaster known as the Last Jedi. So I'm not going to go read every line by line, but that's the it kind of talks to this civil war, Kathleen Kennedy and the Lucas loyalists, and I guess let's start with you, Lumpia. What do you like? What do you think about this rumor that they're going to erase? How many years of this did we suffer from
Oh
with the Disney
god.
Star Wars? That basically we suffered for no reason, but it actually is better that it gets erased.
I am I'm actually confused by this rumor. I almost wanted to ignore it because it gave me hope. Like I really thought at first this was something that was planned for, like with the whole, like we all know Kathleen is stepping down at some point soon. Um, and we all know that this year there's going to be no Star Wars film.
Yeah,
So, like, I feel like this was like planned for and the perfect time, because we just like the aftershock of that last movie, the pandemic, like it's like, oh, let's throw in something to give people hope. So I started ignoring it until it started popping up several times in my news feeds, and even Sirius showed it to me. And I caught, like I said, I was kind of like, all right, so maybe there's something about this rumor, because for it to be, I mean, for it to be brought up by like sources that I guess I could sort of believe in, and the fact that it's popping up constantly, I kind of was like, all right, so I think I'll go in 50-50 on this. It's exciting to me because, if it is true, they do have an out, and I think that Rebels always gave them an out. Like, Rebels is the reason. I think it's either Rebels or the other one, and I'm not very close to either of the shows, but the show that Ahsoka Tano was in, where they brought back Darth Maul, which we all knew got sliced in half.
Yeah, I know.
Like, he freaking got sliced in half and somehow got, like, salvaged. He was half a spider, mechanical spider, until he got the rest of his body back again. So, like, a part of me is like, all right, so if that show is technically canon and can do something like that, I'm inclined to believe that this introduction of this veil, and I forget who the guy was, but could have sworn his name, not Isaac, but like his name, he has like dark, like red, purple hair, sorry, or something like that. Like, and I was just like, I remember that reading about that, and he did go into the veil, and you could change this whole concept of this veil of the force where you could change the outcome of something. This whole introduction of the time stream, it's sort of Marvel-esque in a weird way.
Marvel comic-y more.
Right?
Marvel,
It's very Marvel comic-y, because it kind of leads into the whole Avengers Endgame thing. But it also is something that's been played over multiple times in comic books, that there's an alternate universe where things that were supposed to happen never happened. Even Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is the last season that Sirius and I are enjoying watching right now, is discussing this whole idea of the time stream. So this always gave them an out in my mind. When they were going to use it was the question. Sounds like they're getting so desperate that they need to use it now. But I personally think now is too soon. Like, you've already established it. Let's be honest, there are people who enjoyed the last trilogy. There really are. And they may be newbies, but they enjoyed it. So there's a risk there of what you've introduced and losing that base. So I think it's too soon. As much as it brings me hope to believe this, I always knew they had that out to reset the universe, and maybe that was the plan. Maybe that was always the plan, that one day they would restart it and reboot it like they always do. Seems to be the going theme. Um, I think it's probably too soon, sadly.
Yeah, and I highlighted this because I love Dewcock and the way he delivers the line. And I'm just imagining how he says, Han doesn't walk stupidly into a lightsaber. Leia doesn't fly like Mary Poppins.
Oh, I know.
Space. Luke has nothing to run away from and consumes no green milk, and I am
know.
informed there will be no amazing Wonder Ray. I was a horrible Dewcock person. I love his delivery, so shout out to him. I agree with you in a sense that I never thought about the impact of, yeah, you cut out at least half of the original fan base, but you may have got 25% of it back with this weirdo fan base that, yeah, they're now attached to this Last Jedi and maybe the Rey. My thing, I believe we could talk. We'll talk about this in a bit. The Civil War. I believe there is a Civil War. What I think though is that you made a mistake, Disney, Lucasfilm. You need to own it, and I feel that even though the setup to get out of your crap was there with the Veil of the Force, I think you should own this mistake. You should continue with the fan base you cater to, with the fan and move on with the fan base that you've left behind, like me, and you should own it. But money talks, right? So
Mm-hmm.
the the technical thing is to get back to the original fan base that buys your video games, that buys your comic books and your figurines because they love the universe, the books, even. It just seems financially the right way to do it. I just think that it's such a cop out because you made this mistake, Kathleen Kennedy. You should own this. But then she's leaving after 2021, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which, even though her contract was extended, Disney never made a formal ceremonious announcement that she was extended, which to me, it really speaks volumes that no one wanted this job because this trilogy after The Last Jedi was like impossible to save. So my selfish thing is, well, you burned it, so you might as well burn it with a pile of poop in the bag. But I agree, it's too good to be true, which leads to the concept of the Civil War with the Lucas loyalist
Mm-hmm.
versus the Kathleen Kennedy crazies. Um, what do you think? Now, the rumor is that Jon Favreau is being set up to take over this, and I don't know if it was Mike Zero, Doomcock, or Midnight's Edge. One of those YouTubers was talking about how someone said that Jon Favreau stepped in with The Mandalorian because he just saw how bad this was going, this Star Wars universe. And he's like, let me just do a little show and do my little project, but it's sort of a way to save it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Is this real? Or is there like this Game of Thrones where Kathleen Kennedy's trying to prop up her people to continue versus the loyalists who are trying to get Star Wars back to what it is to eventually get back to possibly this rumor of resetting the universe? What do you think?
I would like to. I will be honest. I do think that there's something there with the Favreau connection because I think the Mandalorian was a test for him to see. And to be honest with you, I think he only directed a couple of the. I'd have to find out the exact ones, but he only directed a couple of the episodes. But he brought in people to direct them. The others, like Taika Waititi, Bryce Dallas Howard, and then there was another woman. Like he actually brought in people that, you know, good or bad, like had an interesting take on it and did pretty good job. And kept the story still cohesive. So I think that was a test for him, and I think he passed. So the question is, can it continue? I don't know. But we both know, like, being like the showrunner doesn't necessarily mean you direct every episode. So then the other piece of it, to your point, there is a Game of Thrones going on. I just don't know who is the next in line from a Kathleen Kennedy perspective, because as you and I both know in the industry, you prime people for the role to replace the person exiting. Mm-hmm. So in my mind, there's probably a handful of candidates they have in mind, and probably half of them are part of Kathleen's posse, so to speak. People that, as you and I both know from stories that you read in the news, in Hollywood, you got to scratch my back so that I can scratch yours. You know what I mean? So she owes favors. Let's be real. She owes favors to a lot of people, and she probably owes the biggest favor to George Lucas because she promised him something and didn't deliver. So the question then is, does he call in that favor and say, you need to put someone that's loyal to me and my vision in there, or you need to recommend somebody, like, you know what I mean? Like, does she owe him that much to make sure that she replaces someone that he's quote unquote approved, or does she owe someone up the chain a little bit with more clout the seat at the table? I don't know who that is. Like, we talked about, who was it, Victoria Alonso, who was on the Marvel side. We
Mhm.
talked about the other chick. Oh my god, what was her name?
Anwar.
Yeah.
Anwar is the Star Wars. Yeah, so she was. I think she was in a. She was put as a VP, but she was really. Um, what's his name? Abrams. Abrams.
Yeah. So
Abrams' assistant, and he
like I
put her
said,
there.
either way, everyone is owed their due. And when Kathleen exits, she has to make the promises she's kept happen. So I'm not saying that she necessarily has the power anymore to do it, but she has to set it up such that some of these promises she's made to people happen. So I wouldn't be surprised if they went with someone who she had worked with before, or it might be someone third removed from her, but at the end of the day, somebody she promised something to. So it wouldn't be beyond that to expect that. There is a Game of Thrones going on because no one has been the clear front runner for her spot. To your point, which I think you made an excellent point, Disney has not really publicized that it's her last year, nor have they really said 2022 is going to be her last year, 2025 is going to be her last year, because they don't have a person or a lead candidate in mind. Probably they probably have 5 people in mind, and that's the problem.
Because Feige was also doing producing one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Like it could be
yeah,
him. He could have
yeah.
all of it. I don't know, and that's the problem. Like there's a lot of names starting to float around and starting to surface that are getting the jobs for like some high profile things. The problem is like who is going to take Kathleen's place is going to be in the public's eye, especially the fans, because whoever it is could bring in the fan base that you lost, or it could lose them. That's the thing.
You know what's interesting too is that I didn't realize until recently that Star Wars Celebration was canceled for not just 2020 but 2021.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's like a big deal for the like franchise.
Yeah, so
Big deal.
what that means is
No
that
footage.
no. It means that they're waiting for a 2022 convention, but I think it's going to announce who is the new head
Oh yeah, good point.
because I think they know that the people who stand in line dressing like Luke and Leia and all this other stuff are the people that were the original fans, the what is it, the over 40 crowd that they make fun of.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, those are the people that buy the merchandise, which is a lot more, it's worth more than just getting a ticket or
Mm-hmm.
looking or subscribing to Disney Plus. So we'll have to watch it because you know what, it's fun to hear the rumors. It's kind of like you where I'm a bit jaded. It's like who knows? Like I thought Kathleen Kennedy was going to be gone before after the Last Jedi, but she's still there, right? She got
Mm-hmm.
extended to 2021. So hey, keep giving us more content to complain about, right?
Yeah, exactly. But I think this is interesting news, and it comes at an interesting time when we're on the brink of things reopening, theaters reopening, new the content is starting to get filmed again. The Matrix 4 is starting to get filmed again. They were in Berlin. So like
It's another Keanu.
yeah, I have to link it to something. Um so I think with things starting to ramp up, Hollywood is starting to film again. But well, the new oh my god, what else is being filmed in New Zealand? The Tolkien Amazon series
That's back.
that is going to be starting to film in New Zealand. They got special recompense or whatever the word is to start filming among the COVID. So, like like I said, that's supposed to be like so things are starting to pick up, is what I'm saying. And so maybe they'll start filming The Mandalorian. Maybe they'll start filming some of the Marvel shows that they're supposed to be filming right now. But it's interesting stuff.
Cool. So now that we cancel that topic today, let's talk about another, not necessarily cancel, but could lead into a possible cancel. I've just said cancel many times. Ben Affleck, who was canceled from the Batman film is now being talked about coming back. So this is in parallel with the rumor about Michael Keaton taking on the Bruce Wayne moniker as well. So let's read this one a little bit. So we know Ben Affleck was in Batman vs Superman, Justice League, and then he had a creative falling out, from what I understood, with his movie, his Batman movie, with I think Deathstroke being the villain.
Okay.
He, it got canceled, and so there is talk with Warner Brothers, and Affleck is Affleck. Sorry, I was calling him Affleck. Affleck is close to a deal to come back to the Snyder universe, even though we have Robert Pattinson, and then on top of that we have Michael Keaton.
Yeah, you're gonna have to explain this one to me. This one's like,
this is pretty weird. So
yeah,
this kind of comes to the whole Snyder cut, right? So I think there's an internal civil war between AT&T, Warner Brothers, about the direction of the DC universe, and so I think the Snyder cut Warner Brothers did not like. When AT&T did HBO Max, they're like, okay, we're doing the Snyder cut. And so there's a little bit of a battle about who owns the direction of the DC movie universe. And here we are. We got a Michael Keaton going to show up, and we're going to have Ben Affleck going to have his movie on HBO Max. Ben Affleck is going to also be in multiple movies and appearances, and it's all going to be part of the Flashpoint saga with the Flash movie.
Oh, because there's multiple universes, I guess.
Yes. So Michael Keaton will extend to Batman Beyond, and there's going to be the Ben Affleck one. You're going to have the Robert Pattinson one, and you're just going to say, "Holy!"
What about George Clooney and what about Val Kilmer? They don't want those.
But you know who I want? I want the Bale one. I want Bale too, because Bale was a guy who I never really. He did the best. I don't know. What do you think? I thought he did the best Bruce.
I thought he did a great Bruce because he was one of those like torn, like dark, and like he was just. I thought he did a great job. I thought he really got into the character. I liked his Batman version a lot for that. He had like some demons. He had some struggles, whereas Ben Affleck's demons were a little different. But like it was just, it was a different tone, honestly. And I almost was gonna say that the other one was we need to have Batwoman in there, but I digress. So yeah.
Wait, Batwoman or Batgirl?
Oh, sorry. Both.
There's two. But we do. Oh wait, what are we gonna do without Ruby Rose?
No, you're gonna need Ruby Rose as Batwoman in the movie. If it's a movie.
Oh my gosh! But yes, the I first off, the Michael Keaton thing sounds cool because I want Batman Beyond.
Yeah,
it sounds so cool.
Batman Beyond was my favorite cartoon, although the original Batman animated, looking back at it, was dark for a children.
Oh yeah,
like for something marketed towards teens or like younger than teen, like younger than 10, like it was actually pretty dark. He beat up people, but he was the coolest to me. But I loved Batman Beyond because it was just so different. But anyway, sorry.
No, you're perfectly fine. I just find it interesting that not only are they bringing the exiled Ben Affleck back, we're bringing an old dude but having Ben Affleck, who is actually the not really far removed. Like it's not been very far that he was Batman, right? And you're having the Pattinson version, which is I'm gonna say the soy boy one. Okay, it's gonna be interesting because I heard the rumor from when I was watching. I don't know who it was. I think it was Midnight Edge. Very good channel. Highly suggest watching them. They were saying that the rumor was that Pattinson was not happy. Pattinson and the other guy, the director of the Batman movie for Pattinson's version were
Oh,
not happy because it takes away the thunder.
it does
Oh my
actually.
god! Do you see the? Hold up, sorry. Do you see this? Could you
Yeah,
imagine Luke
I was just
Skywalker?
gonna say, what the hell is that down there?
This looks like the Colin Trevorrow version of the final trilogy,
Oh god.
the final movie. But did you just see Luke Skywalker grab a lightsaber with his hand?
Yeah, I did.
That could why? God, and why? Why did they kill Admiral Akbar? Oh my god! I'm gonna have
Now
an
it's playing
aneurysm
something
again.
totally different.
Sorry, it's back to the original topic, but I'm just so angry because could you imagine how badass that would be? Luke Skywalker just grabs the lightsaber and the blade, like you. Oh, sorry, I digress. Let's
That's the
talk
way it
about
should have
DC
been. But anyway, yeah.
What do you think about the idea that Pattinson feels miffed about his spotlight being taken away?
I would think that kind of sucks because they haven't even set up the world for him. Like, we all know it's Gotham, we all know, but supposedly this was supposed to be a different Batman. So I'm kind of in his camp and like, what the hell, guys? You're gonna make some announcements like this when my film has not even finished? Like, I kind of feel cheated because this was supposed to be his thunder, but then again, I don't know what his film is about. Like, I don't know what his Batman was supposed to be. So, I mean, if that's the thing about DC is it's so just the DC movie universe is it's so discombobulated. I wish it was like the animated one. The animated one has its act together. Like they know like even the CW you could make an example, except like with the exception of Batwoman because we lost Ruby Rose. But I'm just like, like why can't they get their act together and plot it out the way I hate to say it, Feige did a good job of plotting it out and then executing it. There was a longer term vision. Like here, it's like we're gonna just throw in all the Batmans because it just makes more sense. Like I just feel like it's like such a rating slash money grab that it's like it's not really for the fans. And that's where I think they keep forgetting. Like it's supposed to be for the fans. Like it's not a money grab. Like, don't just throw everything. You might as well throw in Christian Bale, Batman, Val Kilmer Batman, and George Clooney Batman, like and Chris O'Donnell, like and you know what I mean? Like it's.
But let me throw this out though. We thought no one ever could play Joker, other than Heath Ledger, but then I've yet to see it. But
Oh yeah, Sirius loved that. He loved that movie, but again, it was different Joker. This is a different Joker. This is Arthur Murray Joker.
but we just recently, so DC has set a precedent that you had Joaquin Phoenix Joker, but then you had what's his name, the other Joker.
Ledger?
No, the Suicide Squad guy.
Oh, Jared Leto.
Yeah, you already had a Joker introduced who was supposed to be in the universe, but then got kicked to the curb for Joaquin Phoenix. And the problem for Leto is that Joaquin Phoenix just knocked it out of the park on a low budget film.
Mm-hmm. That and I think I've read somewhere and I can't find it, but apparently Leto is in trouble. So I don't know if they're going to reprise his role. He's in trouble for something. So
is it for grooming?
Something like that.
Oh, there's a long-standing rumor about that.
Yeah, so like I feel
cut that, though.
It's either that or something else, something like related. And so, and I can't find it, so don't quote me, but he's definitely in trouble with something. So I don't even know if they're going to reprise him. So, like, again, I just feel like, yeah, I mean, like I said, I didn't see the Joker, like, Sirius said it was amazing. But yeah, which Joker they go with, I don't know. Like, I just think it's getting really confusing. And so now, DC, you're introducing a movie universe that has multiple universes existing, and you haven't even made us understand how that's come to be. How is that going to help us? Like, it would be so different if they explained it. Like, at least we know now from watching Doctor Strange and from watching Ant-Man that there are multiverses that exist there are multiple time streams that exist. And so, like, that's where it's like, I feel like just something to explain it would help instead of just throwing every single Batman that's alive. Like, oh man. I I think that they could produce quality films. I really do, DC. Like, if they could just get their act together. And I want them to. Because growing up, I enjoyed the animated cartoons.
You know, it's also why you want DC to like. I was always Team Marvel from comic books and all that
Yeah,
stuff, but you want a good DC because you want them to challenge Marvel
correct.
because Marvel, had you had a very consistent DC that was successful, you wouldn't have Marvel sit on their laurels and give me the greatest most popular character of all time be the lead character of Avengers video game. But by the way, did you ever notice the marketing never says that?
By the way, have you ever noticed that there's been no press about it lately?
I've seen like some things, like it's very weak press, I would say, but with the Avengers, they market the living crap out of the fact that it's Iron Man, Black Widow, Hulk, and Thor. And then the side is Kamala Khan's Miss Marvel, but they make it sure that you could play as the other ones, but the lead character is Kamala Khan. But they're not telling you that, which I think is a horrible thing. It's yeah, it'll be interesting.
If I were them, this would be the perfect time to reboot the game and just like delay the launch because you're like reassessing it.
Yeah. But
Anyway,
we're still waiting for a DC game that probably I know people like the Arkham Knight series, but I just never got to play it. But
yeah,
anyway.
but no, I mean, like I said, I agree with you 100%. I want DC to be successful in the movies because I really do think they need to keep Marvel on their toes. And everyone was hoping it was going to be the Harley Quinn film, and it just went too dark. And it just became something totally what I don't think it was meant to be. And so, like, I feel like they need someone there to put it all together so that they can come in with a cohesive long-term plan, and that's what they don't have right now. Because I think with the whole AT&T shakeup with the Warner Brothers thing, and like, I think there's no leadership right now.
Yeah, no, we didn't talk about it, but they're trying to sell the Warner Brothers game division. So like
Yeah.
NetherRealm and Mortal Kombat, all of the Batman games and stuff like that. Their AT&T is in a cost cutting mode, so it'll be interesting because I know, don't they own Crunchyroll?
Yeah. So what's it? Yeah. I mean,
with HBO Max sort of being, I think HBO Max owns all the Ghiblis. They're the
I
only
know,
ones.
which is strange because I thought that Disney did.
I don't know. I don't know the exact details, but yeah, they have the rights to Ghibli, so Totoro and all that stuff. And so I know Crunchyroll's been deviating a little bit from what the fans
Oh, not to
wanted.
mention they have the rights to South Park.
They
Like,
do?
yeah, they're all gone from Hulu, FYI. It's really sad because, I mean, not all of them, I think. I think it ends a certain point of time, or maybe it's now, but all of it's going to HBO Max.
Oh my gosh, it's another series. That's another streaming service.
Yes, and if they take away like Bob's Burgers from me, I'm going to flip. I'm going to be like Disney. That's on Fox. Like, what the hell? Like, keep some of your properties, please.
Yeah, please. Anyway, I think this is a great time to wrap it up. So finally, Hollywood has decided to give us some rumors to talk about. That being said, please like, subscribe, and comment if you like the show, want to get your feedback. Also, reach out to us at our Twitter handle at JusticeSith. So hope everyone enjoyed their weekend for the Americans. Hope you enjoyed July 4th weekend with your family and friends and loved ones, but stayed safe and socially distant. And we'll see you all on the Sith side.
Bye.
Bye.